Teachers shouldn't be spending 60% of their take home pay on rent. Let's talk about it. And if you're a teacher, let us know how much of your take home pay you're spending on rent because I'm sure it's way too much. Anyway, I am a teacher and a union president, and I look at teacher pay scales from all across the country. And today we're checking out the teacher pay scale for Denver Public Schools in Colorado. First thing I notice, absolutely love how many columns they have. The more columns, the better. And they also don't have an absurd number of steps. Some of these teacher pay scales I look at have like 40 steps. Anyway, the starting pay for a first-year teacher with a bachelor's degree is $55,257. And max pay on step 20 with a bachelor's is $90,000. But if you have an MA plus 36, you could be maxing out at almost $107,000. But this doesn't mean anything until we know what the cost of living is like. And I always use the average rent to figure that out, which is $19.25 in Denver. And if you live in Denver, let me know if you think this is too high or too low. That's $23,000 annually. But if we're taking out 30% of your salary for taxes and deductions, you're only left with about $39,000, which means a first-year teacher in Denver, Colorado could be spending almost 60% of their take-home pay just on rent, which is not sustainable. However, I will say because each step grows a pretty good amount and there's so many columns, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world because by the time you're on step 5, if you have a BA plus 36 or an MA, you could be, making a lot more money. There's like almost a $15,000 difference between someone on step 1 with a BA and someone on step 5 with an MA slash BA 36. Plus, they have an absolutely great statewide union, Colorado Education Association, who is so active in fighting for more school funding. They actually held a huge rally in their state capital just a few weeks ago that had thousands of people turning out to support public education. I can't say it any better than this. So if you live or work in Colorado, make sure that you are following Colorado Education Association. You see it right there. And let me know what you think about this teacher pay scale because I'm curious to hear your thoughts.